build a community with me one song at a time, which is a direct lie because let's be honest, I ain't just giving you one song. I have many. But it is where I use a 30-day song challenge that I found on the internet in order to let you guys get to know me a little bit better via the music that I love and that I listen to. So today's random block that I got off my little thingy-majobby via a random number generator was songs that soothe you. Now, the first thing I did was I've separated it into two sections. The first section is loud, aggressive songs that drown out the noise in my head. So soothes you in that way of teen angst, drowning out the noise. And the second section is songs that are a warm hug and that bring me comfort. So that's the dichotomy of the day today. My first section, therefore, the loud and aggressive songs that calm the noises in my head. Definitely, I lean towards metal, rock and roll, punk, that kind of stuff. My favorite metal band, gothic metal band, is Nightwish, opera singer based. I mean, they've gone through 3 singers, but first one was very opera singer based. Second one had a softer, more lyrical sound, and third one, third and current, Floor Jansen. She, I would almost say, has a musical theater voice, but she's got an insane, she can do the opera notes. She's got an insane big mixed belt. She's got the freaking 80s rock high notes. No, she's just an insane vocalist. And I got to see them live with her in the UK many years back, which is probably one of my most memorable things in the world. But one of the first kind of metal bands that I fell in love with, and the first time I was introduced to proper like double bass drums, and that definitely, that loud, that noise, that kind of is a very calming. I like a good bass line. That thing that affects me a lot. So like Nightwish, you've got the first song I ever fell in love with, which was Over the Hill. Very leans into the musical theater brain of storytelling. I Wish I Had an Angel, Dead to the World, like all of those like epic double bass drums. Along the same line, I went through a big Disturbed phase, obviously went through a My Chemical Romance phase. I mean, who is not soothed by screaming, I'm not okay, at the top of your lungs as loud as you can in your angsty teenage world? An album that definitely it was peak Tony in high school, was, weird enough, the Matrix Reloaded soundtrack. Not the first one, not the third one, the second one. Matrix Reloaded soundtrack. It had Linkin Park, Rob Zombie, Rage Against the Machine, and all of the songs, as much as they were these established bands, all of them were really like they were weird. They were weird takes. They did interesting things with sound, and so I think that's why I say it was a calming, soothing thing, because the soundtrack wasn't just a generic like rock vibes. It was all these artists, but they were doing really interesting things with their sound as well. So it scratches the correct itch in the brain. So that's step 1. Then step 2, we have the warm hug music. And in that same era of high school brained Tony, one of my most like comfort warm hug albums is Travis, the band, and their album The Invisible Band. And that came out like 2001. So I assume I did get it when I was in standard 6, 7. So that's the 8th, 9th grade, which would have been 2001. And I remember distinctly because I got it. And during the holidays, I would play it on my Discman, giving away my elder millennial age, on my Discman. And I sat and I wrote down the lyrics by listening and pausing and then writing down, listening, pausing, writing down. So I don't know if the process of doing that calmed me and soothed me, and therefore I'm attached to the nostalgia, or if it is the music itself. But when I listen back, it's such a, I mean, they say it's like kind of Brit pop, folky, it's acoustic. Like I don't know how I would genre put it, but it's also it's a soothing. His voice is soothing. The songs are soothing. The lyrics are really really layered and beautiful. And I think that album also went through a lot of really nice places. Like the primary track was Sing, so that people would have heard about. But like Dear Diary, The Cage, Safe, Lost Train, like all of those on that album, really, yeah, they kind of have that. I suggest just go listen to them. Listen to that album. It is so good. And then my kind of final warm hug. I mean, I don't think. Let's be honest. I'm not going to be able to do a single episode of these without bringing up K-pop / BTS, who on K-pop, but our gentlemen from Korea, they are beyond and above. And my comfort is essentially just anything released by Namjoon. If I currently need to like reset, get my brain in order, or I'm just having a bit of a shitty day, I will literally go onto my iTunes and search RM and then just shuffle everything by him. And so that includes on streaming services, Mono, Indigo, Right Place Wrong Person, and then Bicycle, and I think Stop the Rain, or it doesn't include it because it's a featured, but and then just loop those, and then I feel better about my life. But that said, RM stuff, you kind of have to listen to the album as a unit. Like I will literally go Right Place Wrong Person, and then you have to listen to it from top to bottom, and it makes everything feel better, but also not, because it's also really angsty and really beautiful. But his voice is so soothing. His voice is a warm hug. I mean, if you're looking at just Indigo, like songs where he sings a bit more, like Forgetful or Lonely or Part 2, his voice is so it's soft and deep and reverberating. I think it goes back to my love of double bass drums. So that kind of bassy tone in his voice, but also him as a poet. I mean, we're talking about the guy who, like, the lyrics that have come out of that man in multiple languages, and how he mixes his languages, mixes his metaphors. He puts visual metaphors into his language, which you have to just understand if you can, like, visually read Korean, if you can read the Hangul, and then it's a visual them who know, sarang, essentially. Army knows what I'm talking about. But yes, so I will listen to Indigo top to bottom, and then I'll listen to Right Place Wrong Person top to bottom. Although on that one, Nuts is my favorite. I don't know why that. I could take this right place for you. It's his voice. His voice is just, I love it. It is a warm hug, and his writing is beautiful and poetic, and it's just, I want to write like him. I think in my warm hug music, like I see Travis in my style of writing, and I see RM in my attempt at lyricism and where I aim for things. I definitely am very inspired by the songs that give me warm hugs. So, yes, that's all I have for today. I could waffle about my boys until the sun comes up, but we must continue and we must end the day. So, tell me, what are songs that soothe you? Whether it is the loud stuff that makes the brain quiet down, or it is the warm hug songs that are your comfort and that soothe the soul when it needs to be soothed. Share with me, and I'll add it to a cool playlist for myself. Until then, this has been me talking about music.